friends. Due to current pandemic situation of COVID-19, so I thought I will teach something so that the school student gets benefited from that. So this time I'm coming with class 11 physics. So before starting this series, I try to introduce myself. Actually, I am Pritam Majumdar, a research scholar, and behind of my camera, one of my junior, Rakesh, is helping me a lot. So thank you, Rakesh. And as I always mention that I am a Bengali, so there is some pronunciation problems and other things. So that's these things should be considered. And besides this, I also want to tell one thing that if anything mistakes are there, I apologize for that, and please don't hesitate to mention that thing in the comment box. Okay, so let's start. The first chapter of actually the second chapter. The first chapter is just basic things, so I'm skipping that one. The first chapter, sorry, second chapter is unit and measurement. This unit and measurement I will prefer the students so that they I'm following the NCERT books and try to cover all the topic of NCERT. So I will advise students to keep the NCERT books in front of them while seeing my video. Okay, so unit system. So unit and measurement. First, I'm starting with unit. What is unit? Uh, Whenever I go in the market for buying anything, so first of all, what I see, the shopkeepers use some initially he decided one amount of whatever the fruit or other things I want to buy. She decided one unit, that is 1 kg basically, and with respect to how many times the other objects that I want to purchase. So there's the unit. That means for measuring any device, I have to decide first a unit system, and with respect to this unit, how much multiplication or more time this the other device, that is the measurement systems. So what is the unit? Actually a unit is decided a number of quantity that is accepted all over the world in the same manner. That means that if I decided this is a 1 kg, this should be accepted in India as well as America, in as well as in other country also. Then I can say this is a unit system. Okay. Now that means a quantity, arbitrarily chosen a quantity that is acceptable in all over international, that is known as units. Now units are two types. What kind of units are there? uh, Unit basically two types. One is fundamental unit, another is derived unit. So in this lecture, I want to I will try to clear these basic parts. That is, I will not go through details of all these things, as well as I just try to clear all the basic parts so that basic concept should be cleared by the students. So what is fundamental unit? The fundamental unit, I can say like that. This is the basic unit. That means the main unit of this one, and based on these units, another all the units are developed. Just like length, time, mass. So these are the main basic fundamental units. Depending on these fundamental units, other units are formed. And besides this, there is also another four fundamental unit, okay, ampere. Uh, this is basically an electric unit, uh, electric current. Then candela. This is for light intensity. Then mole. That means mole means amount of particle, that is atoms or other things that would be used for atomic structure analysis. Then Kelvin. So these are the 7 fundamental units that have been used for our entire physics or chemistry for study. And what is derived unit? Derived unit is this, that is the unit which is developed using this unit. That is length, mass, length, time, etc., etc. All this using these units. Other units are developed, and such a kind of units are known as the डिराइव यूनिट जैसे कि मैं एग्जांपल देता हूँ जैसे कि वेलोसिटी. तो वेलोसिटी मीन्स distance by time. So distance, that is length, but time means t, so that is meter per second. So similarly in this way all the units that is developed from the fundamental unit, that is known as the derived unit. Okay, now is it clear? Basic unit or fundamental unit. uh, Now we'll study the classification of the unit system. Actually, unit system, they have been classified into three major categories. What are the three major categories? That means this is my unit system, and this unit system classified into three categories. That is CGS, that is FPS, and third one is MKS. Okay, at that third one MKS. Okay, I'm coming one by one. CGS is C for centimeter, G for gram, or S for second. Here FPS, F means this is foot, this is pound, and the last one is second. And this is meter, this is meter, this is Kelvin. Sorry, meter, this is kg, and last one is second. So these are the three major category or that has been decided for the classification of unit system. That means unit system is divided into CGS, FPS, and MKS. I think all these things are very basic things. They all you people have been started these things from class 6, but still is in the syllabus. Then I'm telling you one times. Okay, this MKS system is also known as the SI system, also known as SI system. Okay, and this MKS system is internationally acceptable. That means in the world, this MKS system is acceptable by all of the countries and all of the measurement systems. Okay, now I'm proceeding further. Now, measurement of length. Next topic is measurement of length. Measurement of length. Okay, well, starting this one, measurement of length, actually the MKS unit is meter. So this meter has been decided in a particular manner. Particular manner means at a particular temperature, particular pressure, and particular environment, keeping in international, this has been acceptable. So in such an environment, they have decided particular length as a 1 meter, and with respect to 1 meter, they have been circular this measurement in all over the world. Okay, so I'm not going to details about all these things, and this is not important with respect to your exam point of view. Okay, now so if it's a normal length, you see in our scale they have been given a millimeter and centimeter. So according to our requirement, they have classified, they have decided so many units are there. For suppose measuring a very large scale, we need a large unit. For a very small scale, suppose a size of a molecule or a very thin macro channels, all these things, we have a need a very small unit. Okay, now for measuring a very large distance, suppose one planet to other planet, there is a method. This is known as parallax method. What is parallax method? That means measurement for a large distance or long distance. We use which one? This is known as parallax method. Okay. So what is parallax method? Parallax method is nothing. Suppose if I consider whenever you observe that opening one eye, you are fixing one object, and now you are opening another eye, you are fixing another. You suppose that this object is changing. You can do it by yourself also. So the basic concept of parallax method is this one. Exactly, they consider, suppose there is my one point, and I'm observing this point from here to position, that is A position, and there is B position. So now what happens? So when I see from this one, this distance is equal to this one, and when I see from this one, this distance equal to this distance. So I'm considering this is D, and in between these distances, suppose I'm considering B. And due to this to different position, the angle making here is, I'm considering this is a theta. Okay. Now whatever I told you before that, whenever I observe by right eye and left eye, the position is supposed to be changing, but though is practically is not changing. So this incidence is known as parallax method, and in parallax method, this the position, that means the distance between these two eye, this is known as base. Okay. And this angle is known as parallax angle. Okay, so I'm not writing all these things. Okay, I'm writing this thing. This is a parallax angle, parallax angle, and this one is base, and this is the distance that I have been measured. Okay, now how does parallax method measures? When the distance is very high, then this angle is very low. Angle is very low. So on this situation, I can write theta equal to what I can write. This is B and this is B. So theta equal to B by D. How theta equal to B by D? Because when angle is very less, then I can write this arc by diameter. This should be equivalent of theta. Okay, these all these things we started before. Okay, now what is happening now? Suppose you are considering this is a diameter of any planet. Actually, this is used for a measurement of the distance of any planet from our Earth. If you considering this is the diameter of a planet of any planet, and this is our Earth, and you are sitting here and you are using telescope this distance. So using all this information, then I can calculate the diameter of any planet. Okay, now see one example, then it will be more clear. Suppose example, they have given example 2.3. So they are asking the moon is observed from the two diametrically opposite points A and B on Earth. That means I can see, that means using telescope I can see from here the two diametrically end point of the moon, that is I'm indicating by A and B. Okay, and I'm suppose these two A and B points are making an angle towards Earth, that is theta. Okay, and and this theta they have given, this is given 1 degree, this is given theta equal to 1 degree 54 minutes. Okay, and they given diameter of the Earth. So they given diameter of the Earth, how much they given? 1.276 into 10 to the power 7. Okay, and now they are asking about me distance between moon and Earth. So distance between moon and Earth, this is they are asking about how much. Okay, now how I will find? So here the condition is like that. Suppose this is moon and this is our Earth. Okay, so for moon I'm considering 2 points. There is A point and there is another point, this is B point, and this diameter they have given how much? This diameter they have given, this is the B, capital B. Sorry, this is in case of small b, that means diameter of Earth. And this angle they have given, this one is moon, and this angle is given how much? 1 degree 54 minute. So now I have to find out what? I have to find out the distance D, that means this distance. This should be equal. So how I calculate this one? So I know theta equal to what? Small d by capital D. On that case I mentioned this one is a B, but okay, it's okay. You can consider small d, B, small b, that's your mesh. Okay. So my motto is what to find? My motto is find to the D. So D will be theta into D, and theta is given 1.54 minute. So whenever I convert this one in the form of radian, it comes 3.32 into 10 to the minus 2. This is in radian. You must remember this one. This should be in radian. So I have to convert this first in radian. Okay. How will convert this into radian? Because we know 360 degree equal to how much? It's equal to 2 pi radian. Okay. So 1 degree equal to how much? 2 pi by 360. Okay. So this should be converted into radian. And so he has given 60 minutes. So instead of this one, I convert 60 minute equal to how much? 2 pi by 360. Okay. So 1 minute equal to also I can find 2 pi by 360 into 60. So this is the method to find how we convert the radian. So you must remember this should be in radian. And whatever the diameter they have given in media, this is 1.26. And the diameter is given 1.276 into 10 to the 7 meter. So after calculating this value, the diameter is coming around how much? So I have done some mistakes here. This should be because I need d now. So d equal to what will be? D by theta. Okay. So what I should write here? And then I have to divide this term by with respect to 1.276 into 10 to the 6. So as a result of my result is coming like that. into 10 to the. So this is the method. So in this way I can measure any long distance from our earth. How do this one? This is do by parallax methods. Okay. Now depending on our requirement, there is some basic unit they have decided for length as well as for measuring the length. Suppose the first one is Fermi. One Fermi equal to how much? They have given it is 10 to the minus 15. Okay. One Armstrong. This is Armstrong. So one Armstrong equal to 10 to the minus 10. Okay. So in this way, one light year. Another important here is one light year. What is one light year? That means how much distance a light can travel within 1 hour. So we know the velocity of light equal to 3.8 or is 3 into 10 to the power 8 meter per second. And how many days? This is the velocity of light. And the time is, so this is d, and time equal to how much? This is 365 day, and every day there is 24 hours, and 24 hours equal to 60 minutes, and 60 minutes equal to 60 seconds. So this whatever the units for this will be our one light year. So in this way, according to depending on our requirement, we can decide various kind of unit system, various kind of unit for measuring the length. Okay. Now I'm moving towards measurement of mass. How does we can measure the mass? For measuring mass, the basic unit that is in MCAS used, they have used that is kg. Now how this kg is defined? So kg mass is such kind of device that such kind of unit that is not depend on temperature, pressures and other issues. So they have decided in international bureau of weight and measurement. So they decided a particular amount of any object. This should be 1 kg, and according to this 1 kg, they circulate this all over the world, and we people consider this is a 1 kg. And now when this kg is used for this one, and according to our requirement, we also generate some other unit. Suppose if it is less than gram, then it is more or less than it is nanogram, microgram, etc. etc. Okay. Now here, so if it is a large mass, that is okay, but if how we can calculate mass, this is very less. Suppose calculation of one atom, mass of one. So on that case, we cannot separate one atom in any condition. So on that condition, what we do, we take a particular amount of atoms, suppose this. So then I can consider this is n number of particles. Sorry, n number of atoms is there. Then I will calculate total mass how much. Then suppose this is x. When I divide this one by this, that will come to the one weight of the mass of one atom. So, but for doing that, there is some process are there. Actually, we'll go through all these things when we study actually chemistry, some basic concept of chemistry. Some Avogadro concepts are there. So when I do Avogadro concepts and other things, that will be more clear. And depending on that, they have decided the mass of one atom equal to one atom mass is known as 1 AMU, and this 1 AMU equal to 1.66 into 10 to the minus 20. Okay. So this is 1 AMU. So this is the unit for measuring the mass of an atom. Okay. And how they decide this one atom? Actually, they have considered C12 isotope, and they divided into 12 parts, and one part of the among the 12 they have taken this one, and they have considered any others atom. It may be X, Y or Z, whatever the atom. How many times of this one with respect to the other one, and measure this is a suppose whatever the condition PAM. That means I have taken an atom of carbon C12 molecule, C12 atom, then I divided into 12 parts, and I have taken only one term, and I considers my atom how many heavier compared to this C12 atom, and this should be the weight of this atom that I have considered here. So I will actually this chapter is basically gives a little idea. We will go through all these details in later on, because all these things are captured in chemistry. Details we will get how we calculate one atom's mass, all these things. Now next is measurement. Actually, basically the fundamental units are 3: mass, length, and time. So mass we have completed, time mass I have completed, and length I have completed. Now it's time to discuss about time. So time time I will not discuss, because this is nothing to decide. Actually they fix a particular altitude, or that means this is totally a geographical topic, so I am not discussing this thing. You go through once, I think this should be clear to you guys. Okay, just you remember that time is measures with basically the in all the three basic fundamental systems we see that the unit is second. Okay.